What's up, guys and girls? It's Migs here with Market Open. Let's go ahead and do the Market Open recap. It's day number 2 of testing out the new strategy, the 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. As you guys can see, I still don't have my demo account for what's it called with Colmex yet, and they send me the username and password, but it didn't work this morning, so I had to go back and use Thinkorswim, unfortunately, again, which kind of cost me down on the day $43.50. Yeah, it was the morning mostly consisted of me fighting SPPI. It just did not work. So all right, so let's see. Let's go trade by trade. This morning SPPI, I took a long 250 shares. Let's see here, 932. So right here. So as you guys can see, regular ORB pattern that I always go for here on the 1 minute candle. So it pulls up, next candle pulls back, either less than 50% or around 50% mark. And then candle to make a new high is your entry, and your stop is here at the second candle. So entry was right here at 1820. I believe I got filled at 1822. And my stop was here at 1785. So I lost that one, definitely. Here, let me pull up the SPY 2 this morning. So right off the bat. We had some pretty decent sized red candles this morning. So lost that trade on SPPI, lost $100 on that. Then the next trade I took was on BABA. BABA had some, I think it was upgraded. I believe it was a flag, so I got filled right at 935. And I'm actually kind of lucky on this one because I top ticked it. I got out right at the top, and I would have gotten kicked out so fast. So pulled down, massive green candle, pull back, next candle to make a new high. So this was my entry right here. I got filled right at 935. Stop was down here. Let's see here at 174.87 probably. And my target up here was basically high a day. So the 176 mark, and it just shot all the way up there. And I started fumbling around with these, and I was trying to take a partial. But then I just said, screw it, because I already had $150, so I just hit the flatten button. So it just got me completely out of the position, took the $150. I was done. And let's see, what did I get filled at? So I was out of BABA. So I was out right at 175.97. So as you can see, this thing hit 176.05. So within 10 cents of the top. So it literally just flashed up for a split second. I got out, and then it just collapsed back down. So got lucky on that, got 157. That kind of saved me this morning. The next trade I took was on SPPI again, right at 939. I'm going to guess it's probably this one. Nope, right here. Yep. So pulled up, pulled right back up against the 9 in VWAP, started curling back up, so I got in. Let's see here. Probably could have been at the break of 18. I'm not sure. What did I get filled at? Second trade on SPPI, 250 shares. Yep, 1801. I got kicked out at 1772. So kicked right as it came back down. So up and over. This thing false broke out multiple times. So this right here, false breakout. This right here, false breakout. And then the next one that I take is probably a false breakout. So I probably should have taken the hint after 2. So yeah, so it went up and over 18, didn't want to hold, came back down, kicked me out. So I lost another $100 on that. Let's see here. In, out, and then HSY. HSY was actually something that was not on my list this morning. But I did have to check the news on it, so it did have to have a catalyst for me to be able to get in. Let's see here. What was it? Hershey's from sell to neutral. So basically just got downgraded. And let's see here. I believe it was somewhere around here. So 96.22 is probably my entry. I'm not even really sure. I'm just looking at the what's it called at the chart. I'm guessing this was probably, actually wait, no, probably down here, 96.16, stop up here is my guess. HSY 500 shares, 96.15, got it at 95.91. So it pulled up and then it just kind of started bouncing. And as you can see, the sellers are just starting to come in and it's not going any higher. So if you break out of this little range, you expect it to just start falling, right? So stop was going to be up here at the, let's see here. Actually, no, my stop was right here. Sorry, my stop was right here at 96.37. That's why I was able to take 500 shares, which is kind of expensive. I'll give you that. It is kind of expensive on a $96 stock. So, but that's the advantage of buying a or having a funded account. So I definitely have a lot of buying power. Most of the times I don't use, but this time I definitely used it. So under 96, the range of the breakout right here was 96.17. So I got filled at 96.15, and I got filled down here under 96. So I got my 1-to-1, and then I took 400 shares out, and then I put my stop loss break even, and then I got the other out. Let's see here. So got filled 400 shares, and then it almost came back and hit my stop loss, and I just went ahead and got out because it looked like it was going to kick me out anyway. So I just went ahead and took it was like an extra $10 that were just sitting there. So use it just to pay commissions. Let's see. The next trade I took was on Yandex, YNDX. And DX. So, right. Did I make money on this? I feel like I should have. I lost $25. Alright, so let's see here. I got filled right at 9.57, got kicked out at 9.01. So 9.57. Oh. Yeah. Let me make sure I got this right. 9.57 here. Believe it was this one. So first pullback, second pullback. This little consolidation. It wasn't. I usually like to take this sort of stuff on the 5-minute. But it wasn't past 10 o'clock. Usually I do VWAP rejections after 10 a.m. So I was still on the 1 minute. So I got kicked out. Let's see, I got triggered here right at 9.57. So I think I chased it a little bit. Not by much though. And my stop was going to be up here. As you can see, it's actually came back. It started climbing up. And I got out a little early. So I only ended up losing $25 on that. As you can see, I was actually ended up being right on that, and as soon as it mounted the 9 again, and it started trending up, I knew that was a bad sign. So I went ahead and cut my losses short on that. I got out, let's see here, at 34.10 at 10.01. So right here in this candle. So right here in this candle, I didn't see it falling under 34 because as you can see, it bounced here twice. And it just looked like it was going to start coming back up. So definitely made the right call on that and didn't take the whole $100 loss. It's definitely good because it climbed all the way up to, what are we at now? 34.60 or so. So only took a small loss on that. Let's see, that's HSY. That's when I covered the rest. Let's see here. Another trade on SPPI at 10.15. Let's see if this was a false breakout as well. What did I say? 10.15. I'm going to guess it's probably this one. Yep, right here. So you see it go up, pull back, come up, pull back. Technically, it's still trending up. You see this? So buyers are coming in, they're pushing it up. And it's still technically trending up. It's just I'm not able to survive the pullback. So it's kicking me out, and then it starts coming back. So this is what I ended up doing here. So it kicked me out, started coming back. So what did I get filled out on SPPI? SPPI, again, 300 shares. Let's see here. Right at 10.15. So 300 shares right at 10.15. I got kicked out at 10.22. So right here, 10.15. Got kicked out very next candle. So let's see here. This was actually going to be my stop. right at 1772. What was the actual price I got kicked out at? 1776. I think I got out a little bit early. I just cut it loose. I knew I got tricked again. That's the third time, so I lost a total of $242 on SPPI. I traded it 3 times. Usually my rule is 2 times. I actually looked over my rules just to make sure, but I actually don't have a rule of no more trading in more than twice if I lose on it. So I should definitely write that one down. Right now I only have 12 rules. So I made sure that I didn't have that rules just in case, because if I broke it I have to run. So yeah, so that was my third loss on SPPI. Let's see here. HSY. Covered. Okay, the last trade I took was on HSY. So I was waiting on HSY and AAL to make a move. And I'll show you guys AAL and why it kind of cost me a little bit of money here. So HSY in the market, although Hershey's should technically be moving on its own, it's just after these 2 candles, I didn't really like what it was doing, because it was coming down, getting bought up, then it came down and it got bought up again, and it was moving higher. So as of right now, I don't trust this thing at all. So I ended up making money out of it. This is a perfect VWAP rejection pattern. It triggered perfectly, and it's just starting to move sideways. So as soon as I got in with, how many shares was it? I went short Hershey's 250 shares, and I covered 100 and then 150. So right after these two candles, I said, okay, I need to start exiting this position, because both of these sell-offs were just being met by buyers. So I knew that the buyers were starting to come in, and I knew I needed to start taking off some of my position, because it looked like it was going to come up. So I took it off. When did I take it off exactly? So right at 10:32 and 10:33. So right in this candle here. So I try to get it as close as I can to my initial entry, which was 96.35. So as it was coming down, I think I only ended up losing like $20-$30 or so. So that's how I ended up with $66 loss on the day, or on HSY. Now, the other thing that I was looking at was AAL. AAL, right off the bat, it came straight down. So they had some sort of news on it. Airlines and firms. Not really quite sure. I just made sure that they had some sort of news, because honestly, the news is kind of irrelevant. You want to know what the market actually thinks about it. So if it gaps up and it sells off, obviously they weren't really happy about it, or maybe people are taking profits. Either way, but I noticed that there were news, and this thing sold straight off. Now at the very beginning, there is absolutely no entry into this. There is no entry. You can try and just jump in and be hopeful, but that's just gambling. There's no edge in that. So if you jump in at the break of 50, you can just sit there and hope and pray that it works. And this instance, it would have worked, and you could have had it all the way down to 49. But 7 out of 10 times that you do that, you're most likely going to lose. So that's why I try to stay disciplined, and I don't just jump in. And that's basically just fear of missing out. That's all that really is. So now AAL, there was absolutely no entry on the 1 minute, no entry on the 5 minute. So I waited for it to pull back up to VWAP, threw up a perfect inverse hammer, just like HSY. Although the market started coming higher, and that's why I got out of HSY. Now the other thing though is AAL. If you guys are familiar with Thinkorswim, the demo platform, you'll notice that if I type in AAL here, you'll get an HTB on here, so I cannot borrow it. That means hard to borrow. And on the demo version, remember guys, I'm on the demo version, so I just can't call up Thinkorswim and be like, hey, can you guys get me some shorts or some shares of AAL for me to short? They'd be like, fine, it's going to cost you this amount of money. But since I'm doing the demo, trying to backtest some of the, the one-to-one risk to reward this week, I can't just call up TOS and tell them to give me some shares to short of AAL. So as you can tell, this thing worked out perfectly, and I could have gotten at least my 1-to-1. So right now I would probably be taking my partial and I would just be writing down the rest. So unfortunately, because I don't have my regular platform from TradeNet, from the funded account, they were not able to get it to me in time. They're actually trying to reset the account right now so I can use it tomorrow, or try to. We'll see how that ends up working out. So right now, unfortunately, I'm stuck with the TOS demo, which is real-time data, because I do have money in the real account as well. I just don't really trade with TOS. So this AAL short would have worked perfectly. I want you guys to remember this pattern, the VWAP rejection. I talk about it all the time. So it pulls down, you have no entry here. All you have to do is wait for the pullback, wait for it to come down and touch the 9 and VWAP. So it doesn't necessarily have to touch, but you want it very, very, very close and convincing that it's actually going to come back and sell off. So if it goes a couple of cents from it, or maybe 5, 10 cents or something like that, you should be fine. And then the next candle to make a new low would be your entry. So right here, the low of this candle would have been 48.92. So your entry would have been 48.91. The high is 49.11. So your exit would have been 49.12. And up, and then it gets rejected. You take your 1-to-1 down here. You actually possibly could maybe even take 2-to-1, but that's not what we're doing this week. We're doing 1-to-1. So you could have taken your partial, ride down the rest, and I possibly could have been green for the morning, but since I don't have any shares to short, unfortunately, on this, there's not really much I can do it. So hopefully they get that fixed by tomorrow and I'm able to go back to the regular account. All right, well, so as always, guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure to put it down in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys learned a little something today, especially with this VWAP rejection. This thing works all the time. Also, if you guys have not joined our Facebook group, make sure to do that. We're up to 7,000 members now. And it's completely free to join. I actually put my watch list there every single morning before the market open, so you guys are able to take advantage of it. And I'm going to keep going with this, with the back testing for the rest of this week, and hopefully you guys are able to learn something from this. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.